Welcome to Collector's Coast. I am Cash. Today I want to go over, I recently bought a collection. The interesting part about the collection is that it is mostly pre-2000 cards. So mostly cards from the 90s. Really nice gentleman, played quite a bit, kind of from like 95 probably to like 98, 99. And the cards basically sat in a box in I think his parents' house for 20 years, and he pulled them out, I guess last spring, and had them on the market for a while. Kind of sat there, kind of went into a bit of a dead listing. You know, prices, I guess when he tried to sell them were kind of around what he was asking, but of course prices have went up on a lot of these old revised cards and stuff. So it was a pretty good deal, I thought, when I got it. A lot of the kind of higher priced end cards kind of covered the cost, and you know, when I get down to it, a bunch of old lands and a lot of really useful cards from the old set. They're just nice to go through that I thought, geez, I'm going to get this thing. So I'm going to go through some of these. I'm going to go through some of the better cards and maybe just quickly through some of the less valuable cards. But it's nice to take these trips down through memory lane, see what the market's done to these things over time. So I got a great big box of cards here. I bought this from a gentleman, and I kind of told you he had it for a while. They've been sitting there, and you see, in general, everything's in pristine condition, and they sat in a box for years. The nice part about this box is full of not only good cards, but even some of the extra cards, like the lands. There's a whole bunch of like revised lands in here that are just mint, and it's getting hard to find. That one's probably, it's got a little wear down there. Probably something like mid-play. This one's nicer though. This one's probably maybe LP. Anyways, additionally in it, there's land from stuff like Portal, Portal 3 Kingdoms, and Portal 1, Portal 2, and you just don't see these lands around too often. So it's pretty cool, and there's some from I think from every color in there. There were, of course, when I bought the set, I bought them for the big dollar cards. Kind of covers the value of this, and there's some cards in here that, especially if like stuff like Merfolk goes up or becomes a thing again, stuff like Lords of Atlantis, and they just don't, the art is just beautiful on it. You see the colors in this Lord of Atlantis. He is lovely, and just enjoying it. And some of these cards are spiking hard. Right now Revised is having, there's a big push, probably some kind of buyout going on by a few people. Really pushing Revised prices up, so we're seeing some of these cards spike. I don't think Lord of Atlantis is spiked particularly, but you got like stuff like Strip Mine in here. These old Soul Rings, which they're $15 themselves, and they're in beautiful condition. They're in like minty. I don't know if they're mint or not, but they're close to it. This one's not as in good condition. This one's in just absolutely gorgeous condition. So it took really good care of the cards for back in the day. Nothing did come in sleeves. I put some stuff in sleeves before I did the video, but everything kept in really nice condition, took care of his cards. This is an old revised Sylvan library. So I got stuff like Wrath of God. What I want to talk actually a little bit more about, though, is some of these cards have spiked hard recently. So actually, one of the really interesting things when I got this set from him is he had priced everything kind of the beginning of the summer, and so recently, cards kind of went slowly up in Revised over the summertime. Some things went up, a few things went down, but recently there's been a real push, and so we see cards like Vesuvian Doppelganger, which when he priced it as a Revised rare for like 20 bucks, 18 bucks. It's Canadian, so and nowadays when I go on and I look at the prices, seeing them as high as $90. So that is a crazy inflation over about 6-8 months. And it is, it is a gorgeous. This is in a really nice condition. I don't know if you can see. You can see, but there's been a real push on this. There's been a big push on the sealed market. But you get into some of these, the back's got some wear there, so it's going to kill a little bit of value off it. But still really nice card, really nice condition, and that's the whole set is like that. So there are some bigger cards in here too, and then there's just some fun cards. So Demonic Hordes has went up recently, and this is a really nice copy of it. Looks like maybe played a couple times, but really nice copy of Demonic Hordes. And this card is spiked hard as well. This has went up to think in the summer it was maybe like $8, and now it's went up to something like 20. So it's crazy. So in here, 1, 2, 3, and there's a fourth one somewhere. Anyways, I got 4 demonic tutors in here, and they are, of course, the tutors are fantastic. I believe these were reprinted mystery boosters, but these have even went up, even with the reprints. So the money in here was the fetch lands, and you know, the fetch lands just keep going. They just keep going, and you know, there's going to become a time where the cheapest fetch land you can buy is $500, and you know, the better ones are all over $1,000. There's still a decent amount of inventory out, but it just becomes less and less. People get them, they put them in their collection, and a lot of people, you know, they stop playing for a while, and stuff stays out of circulation for a long time. There is a decent amount of these in play out in the world. You know, we're probably talking something like 200,000, which is, you know, seems like a lot, but when you spread it among how many players are in and out of Magic over the years, it's not as much as you think. So, Badlands, absolutely gorgeous. You had a nice bayou in here. Again, this one is probably maybe LP. Really nice. He listed them as mint, but everyone always overgrades their cards and just get used to it over time. Again, probably mid-play. Got a little ding here on this Taiga. This one, what do we got here? Again, probably is a little bit of wear there. They're well loved, right? I mean, these things get played, but still really nice condition. I'm taking care of. This one's probably the best of the bunch. This is probably a good true LP. And so one of the reasons that actually I finally bit was I didn't own an Underground Sea. It's something that's been a sore thing with me for a while, and the Underground Seas are in wonderful condition. They're in really good condition, and there is 2 of them. This one's got a ding on the bottom, but still really nice. And of course, the Volcanic Island. And Volcanic Island's been really going up. You can see he'd like to play as Volcanic Island. This one's got a lot of play on it on the back, but still really nice. So when I get stuff like this, it's interesting because I just don't know how long. You know, there's just not that many of these kind of things available where you get so many of these good old cards. And this is honestly, most of this box is pre-2000s. There's a little bit in here. There's a little section up here that is newer cards. But probably we're talking about 3,500 cards from before 2000s, right? We got a Ball Lightning from the Dark, and you can see it was well loved. The top here has got quite a bit of play on it. Dark Spear from the Dark, another really nice one. Fork has been spiking hard. I don't know if it's spiking as much as the market would suggest, but it looks like, you know, it's went up from about $30 to $50. There was a sale that was like $100 or something like that recently, and I don't know if this was a graded copy or something, but it's nice to have one of these. I didn't own a Fork, actually, so really nice. There was a couple of new cards in here that were really nice. I got a foil Karn, the Great Creator, and a Liliana Dreadhorde General. Own one, so now I own 2. Good stuff. Happy to have it. Just kind of thrown in. They weren't actually in his list. They were just kind of a bonus. So, got an old school Shivan Dragon from Revised in here. Got an old school Ornithopter. Back from, what is that? Is that Antiquities? Old school Ornithopter, anyway. Antiquities, yeah. Got a Nevinyrral's Disc. A couple of these Meek Stones. Meek Stone's a card that it feels like it should be worth more, and just love the old art, and yeah, if you're looking at it. Great. Mana Flare. We got another Lords of Atlantis here. So there's a few more of these Portal Lands. There's Portal Lands in here. I got other kind of like a little pile of cards. Those are the big dollar cards that are in here. But there's just other neat stuff that, you know, you just you don't see. So stuff like this. So this is one of these little game booklets that they used to insert in the Fat Packs. And when you go in these, it gives you how to play. Gives you a sample game at the start of the game, and it's just kind of neat, these things. You know, you don't get your hands on them, you don't look at them any days. A lot of people just threw them out. They were so common then, but it goes through how to play the game, winning the game. Mana chart. Black mana, green mana, blue mana, parts of magic. So really, really cool. Oh, it even goes to how the card's broken down in here. How the card's broken down. Oh, even the Illustrator on there. So pretty cool stuff. I just, you know, have these kind of things around. Oh, it talks about first strike, some of the mechanics in here. So really neat. And then there's an application on here if you want to join the WOTC official Deckmaster game organization. So you can join the organization. I think this was for players' rewards and stuff. So pretty cool back then. You know, you get stuff even just like this, just like an empty box of Ice Age Deckmaster. Really cool. There's a few of these booklets in here from different sets. This is another one, kind of the same deal. So just really neat stuff to get to hold on to. There's another one here. Is this one any different? Bear with me. These I did not sort of pre-do. No, this is from another one. This is a little different. So, but again, going through the mechanics, how to play the game. Pretty cool that they used to put these kind of things in. Oh, we got a colored one. So we got a colored Deckmaster. This must have been a little further along. What's interesting is that I don't see the mention. You get advertisements on the back of these things. Duelist magazine. That's cool. Art news. Wow. Pretty neat. What's interesting though is they don't actually list the set that this came out of. So you don't know unless you have it in the box. I don't know offhand what that is. If someone knows, I'd love to know what this one is from. But really cool, again, just how these things are. So a few of the things, another pile of cards here that I kind of pulled out that you guys I thought you might enjoy. Other than there's tons and tons of lands in here, if anyone's looking for old school lands. So I'm just going to go quickly through some of these. Some of them I pulled out for art, some of them I pulled out for value. Stuff like White Knight, and it's amazing, like even a White Knight card from way long ago, still a playable card. Protection from black, first strike, 2/2. He's still a pretty good card, so still playable in certain decks. I just loved the art on the Wallace swords, so I pulled that out for you. Okay, so some other nice things that were in here that you kind of take for granted. 4 beautiful old Sword to Plowshares. Not played much, maybe not quite appreciated for how good they are in here. So 4, I believe they're revised Sword to Plowshares. Old school Serra Angel. They just don't show that much cleavage anymore, you know? Alright, we got a Karma in here. Really nice black screw card, sideboard card. There was a pile of Disenchants. Just a classic good card. Apprentice Wizard. This was a card that's just really good, that's kind of still usable. A bit less usable these days, but even look at the art in it. So, why don't I pull that one out and pull that out for any reason? Oh, got a little pile of them, and I must have grabbed the wrong here. Alright, Backfire. Does 1 damage to target creature's controller for each 1 damage dealt to you by that creature. So, basically slings damage back at them, which is cool. There was a big pile of stuff like blue elemental blasts in here. I just got a gigantic pile. They're all worth about $1 a piece these days. There's from a few different sets. We've got a big pile of blue. I just thought I'd grab and see the kind of stuff. Just a huge pile of these things. Probably, I don't know, there's probably 30, 40 of them there. Boomerang, you just look at some of these cards with the art, with the devil on there. You don't get the devils anymore. Only one Brainstorm in here, sadly. But I don't believe I own this copy. So I have now got a minty Brainstorm from Ice Age. So really nice to get that in a pack. Stuff like Clairvoyance, you get to look at your opponent's hand. You get to draw a card at the next turn's upkeep. Shatterstorm. There's a pile of those in there. I thought this one was really cool. I just thought the art was cool. Just creepy net. Basically, when it comes into play, it taps target creature and it doesn't untap. And the player's controller, the controller of the creature, can pay the mana cost of the creature and take a counter off it. And if they do it 3 times, then they get to take this thing off. But expensive for what it does in today's game, but really fun card. So I figured I showed the blue Elemental Blast, so I got a red Elemental Blast, a little pile of those here as well. I appreciated Orcish Artillery and Orcish Cannoneers. I used to have a deck that dealt with these things. It does 2 damage to target creature or player and 3 damage to you. Fun if you can manipulate that. It's actually pretty strong. Mana Barb's really nice. Whenever mana is drawn from a land, it does 1 damage to that land's controller. Bird Maiden, and I brought this up just because I love the art. I love the vibrancy of this art. I've always thought it was one of the better arts in the game, and there's a little pile of them in here, and they're gorgeous, and I'm just really happy to have them. So I might share a couple with people as we go along here. So a nice pile of lightning bolts in here, 6 lightning bolts in the set. A couple of the older ones. I think these are, I want to say 4th or 5th edition, and these are revised, I believe. So more playable cards like Dragon Whelp, Burrowing. I always love that kind of looking weird looking mole thing with the horn. A Tog, you know, back from Blast from Memory Past. Goblin Ski Patrol. We get into the green cards. We get stuff like Fog. Elven Cash, I thought was pretty good, and I really like the style of it from the portal, and I see that card someday. Maybe it'll be worth a little bit just because of the art. So there's a huge pile of stuff like Wild Growth in here, and from different sets, and they're lovely. It's just still a usable card, especially in those elf decks and stuff. Getting that extra green mana early. Channel. I had a little pile of Channel in here, and Channel's fantastic. So if you've never used Channel costs 2 green, but until end of turn you can pay a life. And for each life you pay, you get to put a colorless mana into your mana pool. So you can use Channel to pay something really big on say the 3rd turn. It's pretty fantastic. So thought this is actually, I think this is a little bit of an undervalued card. It's not very expensive. I think 50 cents or $1 or something, but I feel like this should be a $4 or $5 card. Really nice mana ramp to it. Got a pile of Llanowar Elves and Findhorn Elves in here. And again, this is just like, it's nice to see these old arts. You know, the old original Llanowar Elves. So Life Source, you can counter black spells. Again, another sideboard card. Instill Energy. You may untap target creature 1 additional time during your turn. Target creature may also attack the turn it comes into play. So kind of a cheap enchantment to go on a creature or aura. And I just thought that was really good stuff. So Simulacrum, retroactively you can fire damage back at an opponent for damage they've done. Sengir Vampire was like a beast back in the day. So I really think these cards, many of them are going to go up in value. They're getting harder and harder to get your hands on them. Good old school Hypnotic Spectre. Hymn to Torak, one of the best discards, probably the best discard spell in the game. Really nice. Just a pile of them here. We've got some from, the hell is that from? Let's mix these ones up. Got a whole pile here from, it's not the dark, it's the other one. Anyways, Evil Presence, one of my old-time favorites, Drudge Skeletons in the old art. Got a pile of Dark Rituals, a little bit more of a value card. Animate Dead, there was 5, I think there's 4 here, but there was 5 Animate Deads in here. Another one kicking around here somewhere. So, Uncle Istvan, was just in love with the art of Uncle Istvan. He's just so creepy. You get that blood on the axe, the skull around it, really cool. So, anyways, I thought you guys would enjoy this. I think, oh, there's the other Animate the Dead. So, I thought you guys would enjoy this kind of blast through memories past. Some nice cards here. For sure. There's probably some I've missed that are really nice. Any of these old school... I'm going to pull these for you guys here. Hold on. Any of these old stuff like... Oh, yeah, here we go. These old lands. You know, you get into these old lands, and these old lands are nice, man. Oh, so good. So, just get to enjoy. It's nice just to see the old art. This is one of my favorite old lands. Love the art on it. Love the old forest. So, and of course we've got old. Where's my islands? I found the old island art sometimes a little bit plain, but again, really nice. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the blast through memories past. It's certainly been fun. He's actually even got a full set of Urza's power plants, mines, and towers. So you'll see some of that old stuff in here. I think there's a Rainbow Veil around here somewhere. Dwarven Ruins. I think there's a Rainbow Veil in here, which has been holding. Oh, there's a Rainbow Veil. It's holding some value these days. So, pretty nice. All right, good ramp on these things. Mishra's Factory, Oasis. Ooh, that's an old land. That's an I think that's an unlimited island. It's beautiful. We got some old school snow-covered land as well. So fantastic stuff. Just a little more talk about revised. We are seeing crazy price fluctuations. The most notably would be Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune up now was like $100 in the summertime. Now up to something like 850, some crazy number. Just been going up here, and so we're seeing stuff like Fast Bond is exploding in value. Copy Artifact is like went nuts. Howling Mines went up a lot. Winter Orbs went up a lot. Vesuvian Doppelganger, which we talked about. Just seeing, so it'll be interesting to see if this is a bit of a bubble on it, or if we're going to continue to see these prices push out of craziness. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Everyone have a magical day. Thank you for watching Collectors of the Coast. Please subscribe and like below. If you like our content, please consider becoming a patron. Patrons help us grow the channel, and I'll get great deals and more. Check us out on Discord if you'd like to become a part of the community. The information to join the Discord is in the description below.